Mic check. Cowabunga, homies. Mike Landlot here. I'm the owner of more than 216 local businesses across the Quad County shelf, and I've been the executive co-scribe of the Skatchenash Valley Chamber of Commerce for the last 6 years. You're listening to Small Business, a podcast where we talk about all the ins and outs and ups and downs of being a small business owner. It's Tuesday, and that means it's time for another
Mic drop.
Please talk to me on social media. It's at Why Not Landlot, or call the podcast line at 920-214-5882. I'd love to hear from you. Of course, we are talking about business here, but that's just a jumping off point. Open to talk about whatever, because we're having number one fun out here. You know, not unlike the Muppet Babies. How was everybody's weekend? Mine was kind of dumb, but I did do a social media thing on Saturday. I couldn't really decide what brand to do a fake ad for, so I did a post asking everybody what their favorite breakfast cereal was. Had them call into the podcast line for it. I was just going to pick whatever cereal people said the most, but instead, I thought it'd be fun to make a little game out of it. So here's what everybody called in and said.
Captain Crunch, Cinnamon, Life, Lucky Charms,
Corn Flakes, Cheerios,
Corn Pops, Frosted Mini Wheats, Honey Bunches of Oats, Cocoa Krispies, Frosted Flakes, Kix,
Boo Berry, Reese's Puffs.
Boo Berry. Okay. Yeah, that guy is unhinged. Like Frankenberry wasn't a deep enough cut for you. He's got to go Boo Berry. You know, it's a ghost made of blueberries. I mean, I'm all for a good time, but have some boundaries. Look how Chocula's rolling over in his box right now. Come on, Boo Berry. Give me a break. Other than that, though, it's a great list. Full transparency, that was me at the end there saying Reese's Puffs, because I really wanted to add my own, so I called myself. And I know what you're thinking, but no, you're the one being weird for not calling yourself. Because let's be honest, if you can't call yourself in life, who can you call, really? Anyway, those are all the options. I got them all on this wheel here that Ahmed made for me, and we're going to spin it and figure out which one's the winner. I feel like Pat Sajak, you know, from Wheel of Fortune. He's the GOAT. So I'll give the wheel a final spin.
Boo Berry.
Oh, look at it go.
Reese's, Captain Crunch, Cinnamon, Life,
Oh.
Lucky Charms.
Oh! Lucky Charms is the lucky winner, guys. Well, looks like I'm going to be doing a fake ad for Lucky Charms. Stay tuned for that, I guess. What an important thing we've done here. Thank you so much to everybody who called into the podcast line. But seriously, enough of this unprofessional nonsense. You gotta pull it together. Everybody needs to settle down now. Just kidding. Let's take some listener questions.
Hi, Mike. This is Shar of Siren's Tale. So how, as a small business, do you figure out where to sell your wares and, like, to market yourself? It would be great to know. I make soap and thought it would be fun to find out. Thanks. Have a great day.
Oh, well, thank you, Shar from Siren's Tale, so much for the question. In terms of where to sell your wares, this is Amazon's world, and we're just dying in it. Trying to sell to brick-and-mortar businesses nowadays, it's just turned into a killing field. So I'd stick with the whole e-tail thing. I was chatting with a couple of my interns, Camille and Ahmed, about your situation. Apparently, social media influencers is where it's at. And Camille was saying you'd probably get the most bang for your buck by reaching out to smaller ones. She called it micro-targeting, and the idea, I guess, is to connect with influencers that are super up your alley, just whoever you think could be really into your products, because most of these guys, they just want cool stuff to show their followers, you know. So if I were you, I'd spend all my free time browsing people's channels, researching, you know, making lists of who these guys are, then reach out saying you'd love to do a collab or whatever. Offer to send them freebies to try out and review, because apparently they are really into freebies. They like to be able to tell their friends, oh yeah, all those boxes in my haul, people just send me free stuff, you know. I'm an influencer. That's just my reality now. I'm like a queen receiving gifts from the far-flung lands of my realm. If only I had time to open them all. BT Dubs, I found your shop on Google. Your soaps are adorable. It's at sirenstale.com. It's got all these whimsical soaps and bath bombs and other sort of self-pampering type stuff. There's like a snowman and a T-Rex and this crazy Beetlejuice soap. It's really fun. Just a quick sort of housekeeping note, though. You got some of the photos, like, let me see what it's called. The Lemon Lavender Salt Facial Soap and the shower steamers, where the photos look great. But then you got these other ones that they look like you kidnapped the soap and you're sending the family a proof of life photo. Like the holiday stuff, the Ninja Turtles, the oatmeal milk and honey soap. Yeah, it looks like you're holding them for ransom. Maybe you're using a flash in the dark? I don't know. It looks like the movie Seven, though, which that's not good. So maybe consider retaking some of those product shots. I love your stuff, though. Everybody go check it out. TheSirensTale.com and get some cray-cray up in your bathroom.
Hello, Mike. My name is Jamie Owens. I am from Indiana. And my friend Justin is starting a small business selling Generac generators. He needs about 4,000 to get started. I wanted to know if you had any good business advice that I could give him. Thank you. Have a lovely day.
Well, thank you, Jamie from Indiana. Go Hoosiers! I don't really root for Indiana or anything, but I'm not against them, and I like you. So your buddy Justin is stepping into the Wild West of entrepreneurship. All right, atta guy, go get him. Follow your dreams. Go sell those Generac generators. Now, your voicemail did cut out there for a second. In that one part, all I heard was he needs around $4,000. I'm assuming you mean $4,000, not 4,000 generators. But $4,000, believe it or not, is not all that much when it comes to starting a business. It's a real reasonable goal. So absent a daddy Warbucks who wants to hand him a pile of money for free, most people's first instinct is to hit up people they know. The classic friends and family pitch. The old, just spot me this $4,000, I'll pay you back on the first sale. Oh, if only I could find the money. Single tier. Or they call it an investment, Hey, Cousin Jeff, this here opportunity's a gold mine. You front me this cash, you can have X% of the blah, 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 boo, boo, boo. Irregardless, it's a horrible idea. Do not borrow business money from people you care about, okay? And don't give away percentages either, not for $4,000. So that leaves us with my very boring and disappointing advice. Save up the money yourself. You just gotta bootstrap it. Now, I know that's not what he's wanting to hear, but if he's serious about it, he'll make it happen. Just get a regular job, anything you can find, just sleep on couches, eat ramen. You're just gonna basically live like a monk until you save it up. Honestly, it's just the right way to go here. In the end, it'll be way better than the mountain of drama that comes with owing friends and family money. That's just blah. You don't want to do it. So that's my advice for the $4,000. But if you're saying he needs 4,000 Generac generators to get started, wholesale, he'd be looking at needing anywhere from $10 to $30 million. In which case, my best advice would be to hire a crackerjack heist crew on spec and then rob a money storage facility. Alternatively, you could marry a princess. Your best bet there would be Princess Sierra Vravanavariar. She's from Thailand and she's divorced. So, have at it. Start selling those Generacs.
Hi, Mike. This is Mike from St. Louis. I'm just testing your voicemail to make sure it's okay. All right. Have a good day.
Okay. A little mic-to-mic action there. Well, it sounds like the voicemail works great, Mike. Thank you so much for checking it for me. But just in case, why don't you guys try it out too? Got a small business question for me? Questions about life in general? Thoughts about anything at all? Feedback about the podcast? Deep, dark secrets you've never told a soul? I'll gladly talk about you or your business on air. Give me a call on the podcast line, 920-214-5882. Anytime, day or night, rain or shine, depressed or manic, I could use the soothing sounds of your voice in my life. Again, that's 920-214-5882. Call me right now. We're going to take a quick commercial break. You're listening to Small Business with Mike Landlot. We'll be right back. Somewhere over a rainbow, you'll find a magical forest where the dreams of human children come true. Have you ever wanted to fly, bring objects to life, or have superhuman speed? It's all possible here in the world of Lucky Charms. It's a breakfast cereal, frosted oats and colored marshmallows, whole grain to get your day started off right. And those marshmallows, they're me Lucky Charms. But they're not regular ones. They're not big and fluffy. These are little and magically dehydrated, delightful bits of stiff, dried out foam. The kind of candy that your great-grandparents liked. Me name's Lucky, and I've been here for 50 years. Just living off the magic of the land. Growing magic crops. Having adventures. Just hanging out with creatures who live here. Why, I've even a magic clover in me hat. 'Cause I'm naturally lucky. At least that's what me father told me. He's a leprechaun. But me mother is human, so I'm mixed race, you know. All in all, it's a good deal. But, you know, sometimes I don't feel like I fit in anywhere. Do you ever feel that way? Then you should try Lucky Charms. It's a breakfast cereal. Green clovers, pink hearts, purple horseshoes, red balloons, rainbows, blue moons, pots of gold, shooting stars, sometimes unicorn heads, and other stuff. Whatever is currently going on in my life, these Lucky Charms can grant you magical powers. You know, like they make you levitate and teleport, or you could go invisible, stuff like that. Oh, but ever since human children heard tell of me legend, they've been pursuing me relentlessly to try and get me Lucky Charms, which I don't understand. It's, you know, just all you gotta do, you just go get a box of Lucky Charms. They're in there. They're already included in the box. I guess they just love the thrill of the chase. And I love a good chase. But, you know, after a while, the fun kind of wears off. It's gotten tedious. I end up spending all my time and energy trying to outwit these kids. I'm out here, you know, playing hide and seek with my own rightful property, and they're always hot on me heels. It's exhausting. You know, they're literally trying to steal me stuff, but we don't have a judicial system in Fairyland, so apparently I have no recourse. You know, I wish some grown-ups would get involved and put a stop to it. It's, you know, it's been decades of this sort of behavior, just unfettered greed. You know, why do you need to steal something that's already been gifted to you? You know, I don't get it. It's a breakfast cereal. You can find the luck of the Irish all around you. Lots of people are born with it. Why, even Mike Landlord might be Irish. You know, he's never done a 23andMe type deal to see his genetics. His mom and dad have some Irish ancestry in him, but no one knows for sure if he does, though, because Mike was adopted when he was very young. Maybe I shouldn't have said that, now that I'm thinking about it, because I don't believe Mike has ever publicly stated that he was adopted. It's not like he's been hiding it or anything like that, you know, but he's never shared it like randomly before. Definitely not in a commercial, so I guess I just kind of announced it here, accidentally, in this Fairyland context. Maybe that wasn't the best idea, you know, coming from me, Lucky the Leprechaun. Not me news to share, you know. It's a breakfast cereal. Lucky Charms are fortified with 12 vitamins and minerals, not to mention it's a good source of calcium. But there's also a lot of magic. Oh, they're so enjoyable to eat. But please don't be having bad behavior on account of me magic, because then you might not get to have Lucky Charms anymore. Oh sure, I enjoy a bit of mischief, but I don't support being naughty. Don't be talking back to your mom and dad just because you had too many Lucky Charms that day and you got a magic rush happening, standing there screaming at everybody saying, "Oh, I hate everything about this house. You're not me real family. I wish I lived with the Torkelsons." You know, and everybody looking at the marshmallow dust on your mouth. You know, that just makes us both look bad. You gotta go calm yourself down, because you don't want to do anything you might regret. You know, don't like rip all the posters off your wall, or, you know, shave your eyebrows. Just go into a room by yourself and draw a picture or something quietly. It's not your fault. It's just that you got too much marshmallow power inside you. So, you know, you gotta wait a couple hours until your abilities wear off, and then you'll be normal again. And don't worry, whenever you get your Lucky Charms Charms privileges back, I'll be waiting for you. I'll just be sitting here on a toadstool or whatever, hanging out, just making plans for our next adventure. I promise you didn't miss anything cool. All I did was have a forest meeting, with some frogs. And once you're back, I totally understand if you want to complain about your family for a while, while we walk around and befriend unicorns and stuff. Just try not to dwell on it too much, because then it kind of turns into a pity party and, then you're not going to get to enjoy all the magic around you. That would just be a waste of our time together, It wouldn't be fair to you. It's a breakfast cereal. And if it becomes too much of a problem, you could lose Lucky Charms forever. They could say, all those magic cereals, they gotta go. In that case, I'd have to ask you to leave Fairyland. I wouldn't really have a choice. I'd just have to walk you back to the border and kind of maybe have a little magical hug to say goodbye. No, I know it's not fair, but what did you expect? You ate half a box of Lucky Charms and threw a trash can at your sister. That's a bridge too far. That's out of control. And believe me, I'm hurting too here. But this is the way it's gotta be, You just gotta go. And you're like, oh, Lucky, maybe you could come with me. Oh, how I wish I could. I long to see the world beyond. Riding a car down the interstate, drink a coffee. But no, the border, that's as far as I go. I have to stay here in my world. I have to stay and welcome the other children who need to go on the adventures. And, I gotta take them on the adventures. Look, I blame myself here. Sure, Lucky Charms is fortified with vitamins and minerals, but it's just an incredible amount of magic for your little body. It made you all crazy pants, I should have known better. If only Lucky Charms had less magic in them, maybe you wouldn't have gone berserker. But I'll always be waiting here for you. Just, if ever things change, I'll just be standing here, with this gnome, and we'll be waving to you, welcoming you back. Dry your tears. In the meantime, I'll be hoping you're out there living your best life. It really is a breakfast cereal. Lucky Charms, marshmallow rich. Welcome back to Small Business with Mike Landlot. Full disclosure, that was not a real ad. Just showing potential sponsors out there my advertising ninjutsu. I'm freaking out here. I told you guys about it at the end of last episode. The band Tidal Volume is doing their annual half Halloween show in St. Louis at the end of the month. They needed a last-minute replacement, I guess, so Zach from Tidal Volume asked me if I'd come down and fill in at the show, which, I immediately said yes, because I was just thinking about how exciting it was, and it's a great opportunity, guys. But now I just, I've only ever done one performance thing at the Rebecca Jaffe show, and the guests I had on stage were the ones talking the whole time, and I was only up there for 10 minutes. For this, they need like a 30-minute set type deal or something. I am gonna bomb. Oh. And, people say, oh, Mike, don't worry, you'll be great. I literally have no idea what I'm gonna do up there. Am I gonna juggle? I did like a monologue and drama class once. I don't do shows. I don't have songs. I don't have stand-up comedy stuff. I don't have a dance routine. What am I going to do? Do I need props? Do I need a DJ guy to come on and do wacky sound effects like a wooga? I don't know. Otherwise I'll just be standing up there all alone doing, I don't know what I'm doing. Mike? So no, I'm definitely freaking out. The other day I started seeing stars and nebulae and stuff, and then I thought I was going to die. So I ate a loaf of Wonder Bread and then laid down on the floor of my shower until the hot water ran out. But then, I was like, I got to figure this out. So I started writing jokes on my phone, just sort of imitating stuff I've heard. They call them bits, in comedy, but I have no idea if they're any good. Oh, what the heck? I'll just read them. What do I got to lose? Okay. Okay, here we go. So they brought back dire wolves last week. You hear about this? So did I. So that's one of them. There's all this awareness now about the autism spectrum. Got me thinking about C-3PO, how he probably had that. Autism. So that's another one. And, okay. You know what I miss? Jell-O pudding pops. You guys remember those? Yeah. And Bill Cosby was the spokesperson, which, and then I just got ... there. Okay, so those are definitely not feeling developed enough. I did these other ones that are more what they call one-liners. It's the type of jokes that people's uncles tell, that rapscal uncle of yours who shows up at the family reunion when you're 10. He's there with some strange woman no one's ever heard of before, named Kitty. And she's like wandering around by herself, touching stuff. And you're kind of doing your own thing because the only kids your age there are the Masterson twins. And they're just juvenile delinquents because their mom's just mad at the world. So she just lets them run wild. They're throwing rocks at animals and stuff. So you're just standing there by yourself looking at a tree and your uncle just comes up to you and he's holding a Miller Lite wearing this silk shirt that makes you feel weird. And he's like, you want to hear a joke? And you're like, okay. And then he starts doing these real short joke book kind of jokes, but they feel dangerous, so they kind of make you feel sick. That's the kind of joke. Okay. What did the American blonde woman say to the Iranian bartender? I'm sorry, I don't understand. You're speaking Farsi. How many electricians can you fit in a bathtub? Why do you need to know this? I'm concerned. What did Santa Claus say when he caught his elves being naughty? None of this is happening. We're all fictitious. Ho, ho, ho. Okay, here's an edgier one. There's a Mexican, a Puerto Rican, and a black guy, and a Catholic, and a rabbi, and a child in a car. Who's driving? The child. In this joke, kids are legally allowed to drive. So, and then some history. What did Abraham Lincoln's wife say when she was at the theater? Oh my God, no! Sad, actually. Okay. What do you call where a priest keeps his cash? A wallet. It's just a wallet. That's all I got. So yeah, let's see. That took up about a minute, and there's like 6 of them there. So I'd only need to come up with how many more? 174. I need to write 174 more jokes like that. Okay. I'm in deep trouble here. I feel like a dolphin at a track meet. This is going to be a 9-layer dip of flamin' dumper-rumpa. Okay. Anywho, that's going to be April 26th at Off-Broadway in St. Louis. It's Tidal Volume's Half Halloween show featuring Tidal Volume #1 sons and the most spectacular public meltdown you've ever seen from a grown man. Just, utter horror for everyone involved. So come watch me burn alive on stage. It'll be a sobering nightmare. We're going to take a quick commercial break. You're listening to Small Business with Mike Landlot. We'll be right back. Is there anything better than getting a massage? Having a stranger put their hands on you? Sure, it's weird, but your body hurts. What do you got to lose? I always have sore or aching muscles, and the tendons are pulling weird. The ligaments start feeling like old rusty bridge cables, pulling on the bones in strange ways, like they somehow forgot who the bones were. My fascia starts creeping around, getting tension headaches. My body just completely forgets how to body? Why doesn't my body work? I start thinking too much about stuff that I'm worried about. Everything starts locking up, and then like I can't turn my head more than 20 degrees on the left side, which that's not good. You know, what if someone's sneaking up on me, you know, on that side? I gotta do like a James Bond whole body jump around because I can't turn my head. You know, if they were attacking me, I want to be able to turn my head. I don't even think I could stop them or anything. I just, you know, I'd at least have the dignity of watching it happen. Okay, why do I feel like I'm having to justify needing to turn my head? You know, how about I just feel like turning my head? I don't have to explain myself to anybody. Just, you know, I want to turn my head now. I don't need like to give like a good reason. There's not like a board that's gonna review all this. You know, it's my body. What am I doing? My jaw keeps making this really quiet sort of sound every single time I open my mouth. It's like some sort of obscure, very subtle samba shaker. So then I start doing these little beats with it, like samba rhythm, oh how we like it. But then it hurts worse. I don't know. I'm tired. Why don't bodies work right? Thanks to the incredible professionals at Massage Envy, mine finally can. You go there and there's like a nice little waiting room. Feels like quasi-Asian in there. Just kind of a non-committal generic vibe of, you know, the Orient. As though ancient Chinese secrets are lurking just around every corner. They're not, but feels like it. And the receptionist is like, oh, who you here to see? Welcome to Massage Envy. And then, you know, you're like, I've got a 1:30 with Ramon, and they always have a cool name, like, you know, Ramon, or like there's Celeste. Everybody there has a different name, exactly like the rest of the world. Barbara, Candace is only in on Tuesdays and Fridays, so and those are the names of the massage therapists. Well, but I mean that's just at that location. They have different names everywhere you go. But anyway, this is all immaterial. So you know you're sitting in there, you're looking at their little bamboo fountain thing, and then they come in like, hey Mike. I'm like, oh Ramon, how's it going, my guy, my boy, hey buddy. And you know he's like, come on back. And you come back and you go into the room and he's like, what are we working on today? And you say, oh, you know, I've had this thing with my ankles. And then he's like, oh, no problem, you know, strip down to whatever you're comfortable with and I'll be back in a minute. I guess some people get totally naked. I don't feel comfortable with that, but then you get under the sheet and they come in and there's this music playing that's like, you know, sounds like Enya or something, like you're pausing in an enchanted forest in the middle of a great journey or something. And then it comes back in and then you get a massage. That's the whole deal. Massage Envy. Get rubbed up on. Welcome back to Small Business with Mike Landlot. Full disclosure, that was not a real ad. I'm just showing potential sponsors out there the kind of testimonial ads I can do for them. So that's what that was. I just wanted real quick to play one more voicemail from the podcast line here.
Hi, Mr. Landlot. This is your good pal, Ian. I just wanted to say hello and to let you know that I think you're doing a swell job with this podcast. It is probably my favorite one to listen to. I get so excited when I see you post a new episode and have to listen to it right away. I don't know if you've seen the comments I've been leaving on the Spotify for each episode, but I make sure to comment every time to let you know you're doing a great job. And for sure, I'll be keeping out for them deer. Yeah, those deer, they'll get you. But anyway, you keep up the good work, and I can't wait to hear your next episode. Love you, man.
I gotta say, that just made my day. I got a few like that. People just started checking in, and it just makes me so happy. You know? So thank you, Ian. I have indeed been seeing your delightful comments on Spotify, and we'll continue to look for them. It's the human contact, guys. That's what keeps me eager beavering. May I never be thrown in an isolation chamber. Speaking of which, I want to hear what you guys think. If you want to be featured in an episode or you just want to leave me your thoughts, give me a call on the podcast line at 920-214-5882. Leave a voicemail with your question, your ideas or comments on small business or life. It doesn't matter. I do need some more business questions to answer, but honestly, anything you want to say, I want to hear. So please call me. Again, that's 920-214-5882. And you can always check me out and hit me up on socials at Why Not Landlot. I'm on YouTube, Twitter, X on Tweet Place, Facebook, Instagram. They're all the same. It's at Why Not Landlot. The world is a vampire, so please go add me right now. It's all about community, guys. So join the conversation, and together we can make small business a little bit smaller. That about does it for me. This has been Small Business with Mike Landlot. If you're enjoying the podcast, please leave a review. If you're not, please do not. Be safe out there, everyone. And remember, think global, dream local, and just like Ian said, watch out for deer.